The pinion bearing race is ready to go in the housing. Always use a race installer like this to get it in. Listen as the race is tapped in. You can hear an audible change when it is seated. With the housing rotated 180 degrees, we can install the other race for the pinion. It goes in the same way. Now the pinion gear can be placed in the housing rotated up, and Pat will drop in the crush sleeve and bearing. Align the yoke with the gear splines and use the nut to run it down. Getting the crush sleeve to actually crush can be a chore. Just keep at it. With the slack out, I'll use a beam-type torque wrench to check the bearing's preload. 16 to 19 inch-pounds is the target. It's not enough yet. A little more wang-dang with the impact, and another check. 15, 16, perfect. This is all setup work and not final assembly. The ring gear is next. Never use the bolts to pull it on the carrier. You'll risk stripping the threads out of the gear.
I usually put these in an oven because it's just even heat. Next best thing is a heat gun. Don't use a torch.
Using a torch will destroy the heat treat of the gear.
Whenever you're ready. I'm ready. Okay.
With our target of 200 degrees reached, we will pull the gear onto the carrier. Notice how the gear is fully seated already. Final torque will be 60 pound-feet.
With the passenger side shims in place, the Grizzly locker gets dropped in. Now the driver's side shims can be installed. This is a snug fit to ensure the bearings are slightly preloaded. Using a brass drift, seat the shims. Now the original caps can go on in their marked locations and torqued to 65 pound-feet. The gear noise you heard is called backlash. The spec for it should be between 3 and 6 thousandths. A dial indicator allows us to measure the backlash accordingly. The gauge is placed on a single tooth of the ring gear. Now zero it out. The gauge shows we have 6 thousandths, so we are in the correct range. Here's a close-up of what 6 thousandths of backlash looks like. Gear marking compound is used to check the pattern or gear mesh between the ring and pinion. Now turn the pinion and hold a hand on the diff for some resistance. This will allow the mark to be very visible on the drive side. It shows we have an acceptable pattern per the Yukon instruction guide. With the setup complete, it all comes back out. So the new pinion bearing and ABS reluctor can go on. With the pinion bearing preload back at 16 inch-pounds with the new crush sleeve, the diff drops in for good using the same shim packs. And the caps get torqued to 65 pound-feet. The gear and diff install is now complete.